से जुड़ी किसी भी छोटी या बड़ी अपडेट के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें स्पोर्ट्स तक और साथ ही किसी भी नोटिफिकेशन को पाने के लिए बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें।
Former Australia skipper and now the head coach of Delhi Capitals IPL team, Ricky Ponting, joins us for a special chat. Ricky, thank you for speaking to us. As the tagline says, this is New Delhi and new name, probably new fortune. That's what you've been hoping for every year.
Yeah, let's hope is a change of fortune, certainly from last season. I mean, everything does feel new and fresh and exciting. Obviously, we've got new ownership, we've got new clothing and new branding, everything, and a new squad of players. So it's a really exciting time to be around the Delhi Capitals right now. We think we've done a really good job at the auction table. We've put a really good, solid group of players together, and now it's up to me and the other coaching staff and management to get the best out of them.
Shreyas did a good job with the captaincy in the second half of the last season. What are your hopes from him?
Yeah, he did a really good job, having been a young guy that was sort of thrust into the position of captaining in an IPL. It wasn't an easy thing for him to do, but he handled that really well. He's had a bit more experience now as well, obviously captaining Mumbai and captaining Indian A during the last 12 months, so he'll be a lot better for that. Look, he's a terrific young bloke. He's an exceptional talent. He's had a really good domestic season coming into the IPL. So I think he'll be one of the leading run scorers again this year, and hopefully his captaincy stands up under pressure.
And someone like Rishabh Pant, I saw you having so many chats with him last season as well, and now as a player he has grown up tremendously from the under-19 level till now, and being being talked about as one of the X factors for the Indian cricket team. What are your views about him?
Well, I'd love him to have the same season he had last year. I think he scored 650 runs last year and was a leading run scorer. I'd like that to happen again. Look, he's not only an exceptional talent, he's a really good thinker about the game as well. He's got a really mature head on his shoulders on the field. He's probably a little bit immature off the field with some of the things that he does. He's a fun-loving young character, but look, on the field he's very mature. He's a good leader as well. He understands the game and situations in the game really well. So we've just got to make sure with guys like Shreyas and Prithvi and Rishabh that they're not, and even Shikhar to a certain degree, that they're not thinking too far ahead of the World Cup, and that they're fully invested in playing well for the Delhi Capitals in the IPL and giving us a chance to win the tournament. So, that's what I'll be talking to them about over the next couple of weeks before our first game, and just really exciting times. We've got our overseas boys sort of arriving every day now, leading up until the first game. So, exciting time for everyone involved in an IPL franchise.
And with the World Cup coming up, obviously many players will be hoping to do this, really perform well. Many Indian players as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the Indian players will definitely have an eye on playing well here as far as selection for the World Cup goes. There's a really interesting scenario as well with David Warner and Steve Smith. They're coming back in to top level cricket, without having played much of late. They need to get a lot of runs under their belt, I think, in the IPL to go to the World Cup full of confidence, and with their games intact. So, yeah, look, it's an unusual scenario that we have with such a big tournament like the IPL that pretty much runs straight into the World Cup. But if you're a cricket lover or a coach or someone that is involved in the IPL or the World Cup, it's a really exciting time as well.
Now you have had some interesting battles, on-field battles with someone like Sourav Ganguly, and now you have him as an advisor.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had too many on-field battles. He probably had more battles with Steve Waugh than he did with me, but no, we've always got on really well. He's obviously close to the Capitals now, an advisor with us. He was at our first training session yesterday. He'll be at it pretty much every day. He'll travel with the team and be a part of the team, and just to have someone with his knowledge and his experience around our team will be a really good thing for us. So I'm looking forward to working with him.
With the World Cup coming up, Ricky, looking at this Indian team and the captaincy of Virat, obviously one of the most aggressive guys around, what do you really think about this Indian team? Probably the top favorites.
Yeah, look, there's no doubting the quality of the Indian team. I think we've seen that on display for a number of years now. They've got so many really good match-winning players. Starting at the top with someone like Virat Sharma that's made 3 or 4 double hundreds in one-day cricket. So there's no doubting the talent that they've got. I think they'll play the English conditions really well as well. So they'll be one of the favourite teams going in. The only concern they've got, I guess, right now is just that number 4 batting spot that they've sort of been tinkering with the last few weeks. But no, I think Australia, England and India will be the 3 favourite teams going in, and I'll be surprised if the winner comes outside of those 3 teams.
The key is that Virat has someone like MS with him who brings in a lot of experience also.
Absolutely. A lot of experience, a lot of knowledge on the game, and he's been there before, been through World Cups before and obviously captain a World Cup winning team. So it's nice to have someone like that in your corner. But I think the other thing, not so much for the captaincy side of things for Virat, but MS's match-winning ability as well for India is something that's probably overlooked to a certain degree. I think he always controls the middle of the innings really well with the bat, particularly in run chases. So I think he was one of the main reasons why Australia were able to get back on top in that last series.
Okay, Ricky, last couple of questions. Obviously, the way Australians played in India recently, now you'll be joining them after the IPL during the World Cup. You must be a pretty happy man.
Yeah, I'm very happy actually. I know how hard everyone in Australian cricket's been working to try and turn the fortunes around, and the Test series against India and Australia didn't go to plan. They obviously had a very soft, easy win against the Sri Lankans in Australia. The one-day series against India probably didn't go quite to plan either in Australia. But what having Smith and Warner out of the side and having someone like Mitchell Starc rested and Josh Hazlewood out, it's actually just presented a lot of opportunity for a lot of younger players to show the world what they're capable of. And I think it's probably just what's happened the last couple of weeks over here just goes to show the depth of Australian cricket. There are a lot of really good young players in Australian cricket still that we haven't seen for the last couple of years. But I talk about someone like a Hanscom or a Jai Richardson. Zampa we haven't seen a lot of. Khawaja has been brilliant of late. So the depth around the squad now is fantastic.